365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This will be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule, and it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Be sure to tell a family, friend, or foe, or to come on over and subscribe so they can be privy to these spiritual notifications, because there is enough space in this place for everyone to be notified. Thank you all for your likes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for receiving these messages for your highest good. Okay? Collective, we're starting off with the energy of you can do it. You can do it. So there is something that you are needing a boost of inspiration, a boost of you can do it. Okay? And so Spirit is conveying this message in this moment. That's why you clicked on this channel. It is your confirmation. There are no coincidences that you can do it. Whatever it is you're trying to conquer, create, build, manifest, establish. Maybe you're applying for something. Maybe you're starting school, furthering your education. Maybe you have some kind of creative ideal, or maybe you're new to a group, new to an environment. But Spirit is saying whatever this is for you, male or female, you can do it. So trust and know that you can do it. And this is your confirmation that you can do it. So remain confident. Okay, I'm picking up on the energy of someone who needs a boost in their confidence. And it doesn't matter, what people are saying. Who cares who's looking? Spirit is saying, but you can do it. You got this. You were meant to do this. This is for you. You belong in the room. You belong at the table. You belong, in the school environment. You belong on that new job. You deserve to have that promotion. So don't feel as if you don't belong somewhere. I'm picking up on the energy of maybe you feel like you're being observed. Maybe you feel you're being judged. But Spirit is saying, never mind the opinions of others. Who cares who's listening? Who cares who's watching you? Who cares who's gossiping? People will always find something to do when they are bored. And that is being in the business of minding other people's business. But don't forget, you can do it, okay? They want you to focus, on yourself. Focus on the task at hand. Do not allow the people outside of you who may be trying to distract you to influence you in a negative way. Do not allow them to distract you or influence you, okay? Making you feel as if you can't do something, making you feel as if you don't belong. As I always remind the collective in all my reads, unfortunately, here in the Matrix, as a human being, we're in an environment where people want you to feel what they're feeling. If they're sad, they want you sad. If they're depressed, they want you depressed. If they're a mess, guess what? They want you to be a mess too, collective, but guess what? You don't have to be. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love the vibe. Thank you kindly, okay? Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. All contributions are appreciated. Okay, so they want you to focus and do not allow maybe these people, I'm picking up people, to distract you. You have to not be a care bear and not be so concerned with the opinions of others, because that is something that is out of our control. That is out of our control. Don't allow, what people think about you, what people feel about you, or what they're saying to make you be in a bad space and place in your life, make you feel less confident, make you feel like you're not worthy, like you're down for the count, because it is far from the truth. You are stronger than you know, very courageous, and you've done this many lifetimes before. You may not remember, but you have. And Spirit wants you to remind you of that. You have strength enough to last you to infinity and beyond, for the long haul, not for a short haul. Now, as she opens this lion's mouth here, that is someone who is brave. That is someone who has has confidence, not lacking confidence. And so this is your confirmation, not a coincidence, collective, that whatever it is that is distracting you from your purpose on your job, in your home, your career, in your life, your neighborhood, whatever it is, do not allow those things to distract you. Live your life, go for the gold. They're saying go for the gold, okay? Go for the gold. I have to make sure these cards don't have any nudity. It's time for you to have a rebirth. It's time for you to rise above, okay? You have to tune out the noise, tune out the naysayers, those who aren't supportive, let them be. Let them be. Remain on your throne in your own right. Do not tip your crown for anyone. Remember, you can only control yourself, not others. So the best thing to do is not pay attention to the opinions that others have about you. Focus on yourself, focus on your craft, your career, your family, people, places, and things that are supportive of you. Make sure you're vibing with your tribe. Make sure you're only dealing with or allowing yourself, with people and connections that will give you an equal exchange, that is willing to build with you and meet you halfway. No one-sided connections or situations. And so when it comes to friendships, I'm picking up maybe you have a friend or someone on your job in your career. You may feel that they're not being their original selves. You may feel that they're not being real. You may feel that they're being fake towards you. Okay. You may have received some kind of information that they have been maybe slandering your character, gossiping about you, maybe spreading lies on you. Spirit is saying for you to, never mind. Maybe they were talking behind your back. Okay, maybe they were, because they know that you are on your throne at this time. Whatever it is that you are building or creating or involved in within your life right now, collective, it is something that has people, very curious, and some are envious, uh, don't like to bring that word up repetitively, but it is what it is, and it's in the read. There are some people who will applaud for you. There are some people who will just observe and side eye you, give you the fish eye. And there are some who will envy you, even people who you don't know. People don't like confidence or someone who is courageous, a person that lacks security, that is insecure within themselves. They really don't like witnessing that. Okay. All right. And so spirit and source is, confirming that, the creator is showing up in the read, the Hierophant energy here, letting you know that's right. They don't like that. But just because it's something that they don't like doesn't mean you have to change who you are. Does not mean you have to dim your light. Does not mean you have to, maybe stop talking about certain topics, because maybe I'm picking up, maybe someone feels that the things that interest you or that you speak about, maybe it's above their understanding. Maybe they feel intimidated when you speak. I brought that up in another read about people being intellectually insecure, and how some people, the title, what I just said, could be piercing just for a person to hear. But no one knows it all. We all are learning each and every day. And it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, I don't understand that, or repeat yourself. And there are some people who will and have become very upset, and sometimes led into confrontations that could have been avoided, just because there was a lack of understanding of the message that was being conveyed or communicated. Instead of asking, what does that mean? Or can you repeat that? There are some people who are likely to assume, oh, you're trying to be uppity, or you're talking about me, when actuality, you really have no understanding of what's being said. But because you are afraid to say, excuse me, can you explain what that means? A person, sometimes people are likely to become upset. They go straight to the ego instead of just taking time to learn something new, because nobody knows it all. And so I'm picking up, there may be someone who has a problem with the way you distribute information. They have a problem with it. Maybe you're on social media. Maybe you're a tarot reader. Maybe they have a problem with the messages that you're conveying. Maybe it triggers them. And if it's triggering them, first of all, when something triggers you, that is a spiritual nudge. That's an issue that needs to be addressed. That's a spiritual nudge. That's something that you need to reflect. It's not a negative, it just means you need to give some attention to that area in your life and find out why are you being triggered, and simply ask yourself, not be mad at the person distributing the messages. Okay. Spiritually speaking, we all cross the paths of one another, whether we know each other or not, so that we can learn and also receive signs and synchronicities. And those who are tapped in understand that. But I'm picking up on someone collective who becomes disturbed because you could just be a very smart person. You have a very, not a wide brain. You have a big brain. You're very smart. You're very wise. You're like a sponge. You enjoy learning new things. Maybe you're a book lover. You enjoy books. Okay. And because this is a hobby of yours, it's allowed you to be privy to learning a lot of different things in life. About different cultures and religions and different ethnicities and maybe different states and continents and ways of living, and maybe things about finances, maybe things about American food, exotic foods. You are someone who's able to adapt to a plethora, spirit is saying, or a variety of people. And so this could be intimidating to people. This could bother them, but that has nothing to do with you. That's very unique. That's very unique, that message there. Okay, but they want you to remain on your throne and have an understanding that in this life, no matter who you are, what your position is or where you come from, there will always be an opposing energy. That's part of duality, the life we live in. There will always be someone who wants you to sit when you are standing. They want you to keep it cool and keep it smooth. Sell on and have peace in your life. Continue to find your peace and hold your peace. Stand your ground when necessary, but don't allow the actions of others to disturb your groove, to dishevel you, and having you feel like you have to come in fighting or roaring or turn you into an aggressive person. There are people who wake up on a daily, they're on 10 immediately instead of focusing on gratitude. Just being grateful for life, the breath. There are people who wake up, angry, with animosity and any other energy is unfamiliar to them. And so spirit does not want you in this energy where you feeling like you have to constantly defend yourself, constantly explain yourself, always feeling like you're battling someone. So they're saying the best thing you can do moving forward is whenever you notice that someone does not meshes with your energy, let it be. Don't force yourself to be around them. Don't try to initiate a conversation. Just let it be respectfully. You go your way and let them go theirs. You go your way and let them go theirs. Okay? Because there's a need for you to, it's not being oblivious, it's not being naive, but avoiding the conflict, especially the nonsense, the conflict that can really be avoided, things that are infantile, things that are a waste of your time. If anything, whenever you need answers, they're saying, sources saying, feel free, to go within and connect, with source, connect with your ancestors, or pause for the cause and, go into reflection mode and be in observance whenever you are dealing with any situation that is overbearing or stressful for you. But they're saying, do not let the people collective, stress you out or overwhelm you, especially if they're not paying your bills. These are people who, I'm picking up, these are people who are not connected to you in any personal way. Like I said, these could be people in your neighborhood, on your job. Maybe if you went back to school to further your education, maybe this is another student or something in the class. Don't allow them to keep you all in your head, because it's an illusion and it's really all projection at the end of the day. People like to project how they feel onto other people. Okay, especially those people who say that they are triggered. They're triggered because they are not addressing certain issues that needs to be not avoided. They're choosing not to address it. So what they tend to do is move forward. They will move forward, but they will be projecting it onto other people, how they feel about themselves, and often leading to confrontation, you know, as well regarding this matter. So they're letting you know that they are here to support you, you know, with this pinnacle here, you know. This pinnacle here represents this ace of pentacles represents prosperity and opportunity, and they want you to put your energy towards ambition on what you're working on. If you're looking for a job, put your ambition towards your resume or what you're going to wear or practice what you're going to say in the interview. You know, if you're working on weight loss, put your ambition in the gym. You know, your workout regimen, your juicing or your dieting, whatever you're working on. You know, if you're writing a book, okay, let's get to the book. Put your energy on that. But don't allow the naysayers, the haters, you know, the low vibrational people to distract you. These are people who still have a lot of work to do, you know, but they are choosing not to address it. They have a lot of work to do. And meanwhile, they're looking at you busy in this energy. You're working, you know, you're being focused, you know, you're being diligently and consistent in your duties and you're occupied. And that could bother people who are confused. If a person is confused and they don't know who they are or what they want to do with their life, and they're around you, you're always busy, and you may say to yourself, "Well, I'm not perfect. My life isn't perfect." But collective, that's not how people see you. Every time they see you, you're busy, you're working, you're going somewhere, you're working on something, you're dating somebody, you're happy, your kids happy. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, to you, but on the outside, this is how they are observing you. So that is confirmation that whatever you're doing, you're on the right path. And so the goal is for you to keep it going, you know, keep it going because this is leading you, you know, to a streak of luck that you will be so grateful that you never gave up on yourself. Yes, and I'm picking up that this is a hobby. If this isn't a career, this is a passion project or a hobby that you're very excited about. You're very enthusiastic about. You know, you've been waiting for a long time. You've been waiting for this moment for a long time. So focus on the love, you know. Focus on the love, focus on the healing, focus on the prosperity, you know, growth, things that are fruitful and not fruitless. Okay. Life is enough by itself. You know, no one needs anyone in their life bringing them extra friction. No one needs them in their life bringing extra problems. You know, you could just simply do without it. Okay. You can do without it because you need to they want you to remain you need to remain optimistic about your present as well as your future, because the nine of cups is confirming that if you don't feel secure and comfortable now within your life, you will be whatever you're working on. It's leading you there. It's leading you to the gold. It's leading you to the throne. It's leading you to the prosperity, the money, the vacationing, you know, the ability to go and shop and not turn over a tag. Yes, I said it. The ability to go in the store and not turn over a tag. That kind of energy, you know. And so we are sent different tests sometimes to test our strength, to test our wits, to see if we're really about that life as well. And another good thing for you to do that would be positive is whenever you come up against someone who is giving you resistance or negative energy, don't engage with them, but utilize it as it's a test and I'm going to pass it. You can say that to yourself. This is only a test and I'm going to pass it by not engaging with them, you know, but by also allowing that to look at it as practice, practice to make you wiser, smarter, stronger, you know, showing you how to work smarter, not harder. Something like that. Okay. You can look at it like that. Like this is a test and I'm going to pass it. So, mhm. It's like earning a badge, you know, earning a accolade, a reward for your work, you know. Yeah, so don't let them test you. Don't let them test your pimping. Okay? You're very wise, you know. You're very wise. You're well aware of what needs to be done. You are aware of who these people are, and that puts you ahead of the game, ahead of them. You know, no weapon formed against the collective will ever prosper. You know, you can't stop people from talking or staring at you or passing judgment. Just let it be, but don't let it ruin your confidence, okay? So, this is the message. They want you to know that you got this and to not give up on yourself. You are on the right path. You just have to get to a space and a place of tuning them out so much where you no longer hear them. Focus on maintaining your stability and your balance. There is nothing, especially something low vibrational, that is worth you sacrificing your well being, your blessings, your favor, your opportunity, your prosperity, your peace of mind. None of these people, their conversations, whatever reason they're staring at you, because I'm picking that up. Maybe you feel people are staring or watching. Maybe they admire you. It could not be a negative. It could be, that's not for everybody, but that's for somebody. It could be someone staring who actually admires you and may want to speak to you, but don't know how to approach you, male or female. But you have to tune it out and remain balanced. Don't let the ways of the world change your heart. Don't allow the ways of the world to change your heart or change who you are. Okay? This concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.